Alright guys, it is March 24th, Friday, March 24th. I'm out here on some public scouting for some turkeys because turkey season opens tomorrow morning. So I'm just out here on the public that I shot that turkey last year. Just trying to see if everything's out here. And I have a hooter call, so I could owl hoot later, but I'm pretty sure I forgot it when I was getting everything around. So I'm probably just gonna have to try just a slate, which I had pretty good luck with out here last year. Called in that turkey I killed, and then called in a Jake over here that we did not end up getting due to me, pretty much, because my my peep sight twisted as I drew back, and I went to let down, and he caught me as soon as I let down, which that was actually right over my shoulder, right back there. And I shot my turkey just over that hill up there. Alright, I will catch up with you guys if I hear anything. Alright guys, hopefully this noise, just me driving down the road here, isn't too loud. But I just got done at the first spot and did not hear anything. But I've noticed, like, in the evenings here, they don't respond to calls very well. That's why I like the owl hooter. In the mornings, they're a lot more responsive here. So I'm not gonna be too discouraged. And later, here a little bit later, we still got, well, only about 10 minutes till sunset, but probably 20 minutes till they start gobbling on the tree. So I'll just come back here when it gets darker and listen for them to just see if they're out there. Sometimes they're over here, sometimes they're up here. It's just kind of a 50-50 thing. Sometimes they're over here in these trees too, but I can normally hear them from either spot, so that's not a big deal if they're over here. And I have a way to pretty much hunt all these spots because we've kind of, well, they've been in every spot, and we've hunted them when they've been in every spot, so I kind of know what their routines were, and kind of what they do. And sometimes they're over here, sometimes they're deeper back here, and then sometimes they're right next to the road. And if they're right next to the road, it seems to take longer for them to gobble at night. In the mornings, they're gobbling like crazy, but at night it takes a little bit. Alright, I just got to the spot, so I will catch up with you guys if I hear anything. Alright guys, we are making our way in here to where I killed my bird last year with the shotgun. Tons of deer sign in here, but where I killed that turkey with the shotgun last year, and I decided just to walk back in here to pass some time while I wait for it to get dark enough and look for some tracks and whatnot. Like I said, sometimes they roost over here. The one I actually killed last year, he roosted super far back in here, and I actually called him probably 100 yards or so up to me, maybe 200, depending on where he was at. Sometimes they'll roost behind me, right over here, on private, that is. And then here's a fence, just right here. So if they're over there, it's kind of tough. Because if you don't get in here early enough, they'll see you set up. Because they roost back up over there. And where I'm headed is up there. So I'll catch up with you guys here in a bit. Alright guys, hold on a second, let me flip this camera. Alright guys, I'm getting a little deeper on this public. The coyote fired off a little while after I was waiting back here. And I know that sometimes those coyotes will set them off. So I just sat there, listened. I called a touch, nothing. So I just sat, and I'm pretty sure there's a faint gobble up here by that coyote. So I'm guessing, based off where the coyote is, where I thought the gobble was, I can walk straight down this road here, and I should be fine because he's pretty sure way down in that corner. Alright, I will catch up with you guys here in a minute. Alright guys, I just got back here to where I shot that bird last year. And there's for sure one, maybe two birds down in this corner. I think they're in this corner. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay, that's pretty far for you guys, so I don't know. So they're either, let's see. They're either, they're either right over there. Let's listen for a second. Okay, yeah. They could be. That actually might be. I can't tell if they're back there or not in the trees. I don't feel like they'd be that far. So they might be. That's the tire. But anyways, let's see. Zoom out here. Alright, that corner right there, I think. So there's a house right there. So I don't think they'd be way back there. I think they're right here somewhere. Let's see. Alright guys, I'm gonna stay here for just a little bit longer and then go back to the car. It's a little bit of a walk. And there might be one back over there where I first started, but there's for sure one or two back here. If there's one over there, I'm for sure gonna go because these sound like they're pretty far, but there's a bottom down there, so I think they might be just kind of in that bottom, or their worst case they're all the way up on that edge. But I will update you guys here in just a minute. Alright guys, I'm headed out of here now. I listened for them for just another 2-3 minutes. And there's, pretty sure there's a flock over there. I mean, there's for sure 2-3 gobblers at least. But I have good news and bad news. The good news is there's more than one. Bad news is I think they're the far tree line behind the house. So worst case is I don't hear anything over here on this other side, which normally if I hear them on one side I don't on the other. So chances are I'll be here in the morning. But if I don't hear nothing, I'll come over here in the morning. And I will just walk down there and get as far in that corner as I can, and just kind of see where they're at from there. They could work this way, just because they have roosted over here before, and I know they come this way because the cornfield's over here. So it is a decent possibility that they will come this way, or they could work off the other way. And I'd ask for permission to hunt that private that I think they're on, but that house right there is theirs, so I don't want to have to, go through their driveway to get there. So I'm gonna go back to the car and go to this other spot, but at least we've got some birds for opening morning to go after. At least I was getting worried, because from where I'm at, if they're all the way back there, I bet it's half a mile, quarter of a mile. So it was really, really faint when I heard them. So I think there was for sure one gobbler in there, and maybe 2-3 jakes, because one gobble just was just better, you could tell, or maybe he was just closer, because some of them were more distant, some sounded a little bit closer. So I just thought maybe as a gobbler and some jakes, or maybe facing away and towards you and all that stuff. Well, I'm almost back to the car, so I will update you guys when I get to the next spot. Alright guys, I figured before I get too far away, I'd give you guys an update. I did not hear anything at that second location, or the first one I went to, but the one where there wasn't any. And there still was nothing. I seen some deer and that was about it. So tomorrow morning I will catch up with you guys before I walk in. And I will keep you guys updated if anything changes. If I get word of some other birds from some family or something. So I will catch up with you guys in the morning. Alright guys, I just got out here. I got set up. And we had a change in the plans because I woke up late this morning, so I didn't get out here about the time you should have already been set up, really. And there's a truck parked here. And I'm assuming he went to these birds. I mean, you could hear him playing his day this morning. There's 3 of them down in there gobbling, and then there was one that I came to kind of over here, further back from yesterday. But I'm assuming they've flown down because they haven't gobbled for a bit. Actually, right there was a hen over that way. was a gobbler over here, like I was saying. And he didn't sound that far off. Like he sounded like he could just be in this next little finger here. But like I said, I haven't heard him for a while. But I'll make a call here real quick and we'll see if we get anything. Yep, just gobbled. He's over this next hill, so he has a little bit of a ways to go to make it to me. But he gobbled like right away, so hopefully he comes in. I don't actually know quite where he's at over there because there's no trees past his finger for a long ways. And I mean if I keep calling, you know, periodically, I might call up one of those birds down there. Because they might split up or they might just work up this way. I'm not for sure. Because the one that I killed last year, he was actually roosted. Right here where I'm sitting almost. Let's try to call again and see. I don't know if you guys can pick that up or not. Didn't get a response on that one. The call I'm using is just this bone collector slate with the wood striker. I had pretty good luck with it last year. I'll show you guys my setup since we got some time now. So all I did was come in here and I'm looking over this field here for me. This field. And those turkeys, he just gobbled again over the hill. Those turkeys were right over there. And this one that keeps gobbling, he's way up over there somewhere. So I think there might be more than one over there. I'm not for sure. It's tough to tell. It's a little bit windy this morning. So the sound, I mean, it could be just carrion, but that one sounds pretty close. Well, I will catch up with you guys if something comes in or something starts getting closer. Alright guys, hopefully you can see me. I got up and I'm walking over here to where that bird's gobbling across the hill. He's on private and I'm pretty sure he's working off into it further. So I'm just gonna go up here and see if I can see him from the fence, see what he's doing, see how many there is, and stuff like that. So I'll catch up with you guys up there. Alright guys, hopefully that wind isn't too bad for you guys. But I got up here to that hill and I can't see what I wanted to see. As I was, see if I can get this camera turned. I was back over that way through those trees. And then I got up here to this fence, and all it is just another hill there. So I've been watching down here in this bottom to see if that other group of turkeys that I think that other guy was on went across the field here, because it sounded like they kind of worked away from him. I don't know if he shot one or not. But they went silent, and this one over here, he stopped gobbling too. Or it's just so windy I can't hear him. But I haven't seen anything, I haven't heard nothing yet. So I'll probably start working my way out of here and maybe try and get permission for this private over here. I don't know. It's pretty chilly up here in this wind. And I want to catch up with that guy and see if he got on those birds or not. Because I'm not totally sure where they were down there. But it definitely sounded like this morning they were closer than I thought for sure. Alright, I will update you guys if I see anything. Alright guys, I'm headed back into the same place I was this morning. Those guys didn't beat me here tonight, so I don't know if I'll be out here or not. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I'm gonna go set up where those turkeys were roosted this morning and last night. They might be back, or they might move across the road to the public, or maybe another private up here. I will let you guys know when I get set up. Alright guys, I just got back in here to that spot where I think they were roosted this morning. There's a couple good trees back here. I think those guys this morning were actually sitting right here next to me, because there's kind of a makeshift blind right here that I think they made up. So I would assume they sat here, and those turkeys, they were either right back here or they were further back a little bit. There's a creek right here to my back that I had to jump across. So I don't know how I'm going to get back across that, but I'll figure it out later. I'll show you guys kind of what my setup is here. Right there's their blind, you can see. And then those turkeys were either roosted up here, which that's kind of tall, or back over that way more. There's some other trees, or to the right. So I'm hoping I got this here to block if they come from this way and walk kind of like this here across the way there. And this is a good spot for them to strut around. It's right out here in this flat. It's just a flat, and then over there in front of that bank right there, there's a creek that wraps around and goes behind me. So I mean, it's a pretty good spot. The only thing where I wouldn't get a chance is if they're up there on top of that hill and they fly up to the roost from there. But I will update you guys if I see anything or hear anything. guys, so you'll be able to hear. I couldn't get that bird on the film. They kind of come in from a bad angle, and I was really caught off guard because I was walking out of here and I just decided to call and they fired off up here. But I don't know if I hit it or not. Kind of looked like it, and then he flew when he went, and then he stopped, and I think he just flew up into a tree. So I might have hit him low or something. But the one that he was with is still down here, and then there's still another one up top with some hens. I bet this is the same group that was roosted this morning up in here. So I will keep you guys updated. Alright guys, well, as you guys seen, that was kind of a rodeo. I was coming up from over behind me here, and I got up right up here actually and took a break and made a call. And this Jake, another Jake, and I think a Tom, which stayed with the hens up there, gobbled off. So I just dropped back here, found a decent spot, was hoping they'd come down this wide open right here. But instead, they went behind me and was in some really thick stuff back there. I didn't have, all I could hear him was walking through, so I didn't have time to range or anything. And I had them come through. I was hoping they'd come like 20 yards or something. But it's so thick, I think they were out there 30, 35, something like that. And I don't think I got it on film just because the way it's so thick in there. But I hit him, and then I just sat there for a while and waited. I could hear him going off over there. He flew up in the tree, come back down, and then I went over there, looked for my arrow for a minute, and then walked over there, and he was just laying under a pine tree, which you guys will see. And just put a finished one in him, and then ran up there and finished him off. Just a Jake, but first one that's all on film. Still a good bird. I'm gonna probably bring my brother a tag tonight, bring him out tomorrow, try and get him one. He hasn't got one before, so it'd be cool. But good fan on him. I mean, obviously nothing for spurs, but he does have super dark feet and a probably 3-inch beard or so. Kind of look like he's getting beard rot already, but just a little Jake. Got some orange colored wings on him. But I will update you guys when I get to the car. I want to get out of here so these other birds can come in here and roost. So, alright guys, well, as you've seen, got one down. I wasn't gonna shoot a Jake, but I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to hunt with having to work and whatnot. And I've got some other people I want to help get birds, so I'm not too worried about it. But I do have some more birds roosted right here as I was walking out over this hill. They were roosted on a private, which you can see me plain as day walking across that hill. So they spooked out the tree and went across, and I think they were gonna roost over there. Honestly, where I'd prefer them to be, over there. I like hunting that spot better than over here, but I've had all my luck over here. So, but yep, opening day bird actually. Yep, evening. I don't know when the last time I shot one in the evening was. Afternoon and mornings are my best time. But I don't have a second tag, but I'm gonna, like I said, bring my brother out tomorrow, and my cousin might come out too. So I'm gonna try and get my little brother's first bird. So hopefully I can get these roosted and they're in a decent spot, and they actually come in tomorrow, and he'll shoot whatever, so not too worried about that. But we'll have to get out here early, unless if they come back here, I'll have to be out here early. And over there, I'm not too worried about other people, but we'll probably bring the decoys for that. But overall, it was a good hunt, kind of a quick one, since they changed the rules here in Nebraska. You can only get 2 birds now instead of 3. But like I said, I don't know how much time I'll have to hunt. Alright guys, well this is kind of a bad spot, but I got them roosted. They are just not too far from where I bumped them. Still on the private. Right there you can see one of them. I think that one might be Tom's, kind of bigger. And then there's another one right there in the grass. Here, we'll do a drive-by of them. I don't want to stop due to spooking them once already. I want to make sure they're huntable in the morning. So they're not too far from the road, if you guys can hear them. They are definitely, let me flip this around quick, definitely still flocked up. I mean, there was probably close to 10 birds right there. Even more flew up than the first time I went by. Let me stop up here so you guys can hear me. Alright, that should be better. Like I was saying, there's probably 10 at least up there, and there's more up there than when I first went by, so there might be some more on the ground still. But there's definitely a big gobbler in there. He was pretty big. And there's definitely, I think, another Jake and maybe another Tom in there, and some hens. But they're still flocked up for sure. So tomorrow we'll either go back in there where I was this evening, or we'll go back to that corner where I know they go during the day. Alright, I will catch up with you guys in the morning.